Hello everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. In this episode, we're going to check out the Lewitt 640 TS. It's a microphone we've had for a few months now and used in many different applications. So, here it is. Comes in a rather indestructible case. Well, I shouldn't say indestructible, because now Glenn will take it and roll a truck over it to prove me wrong. But anyway, it's a great case. We used this at the masterclass, and we used it on piano. Remember, you can enter to win this. Thank you, Lewitt. Okay. This is a beautiful case we have here. Rather lovely. It's got a great shock mount. Really, really well made shock mount with pop screen. So everything is ready to go. What is unique about this mic is it records the front and back. That's pretty remarkable. What does that mean? It means it's going to be the best stereo you've ever heard in your life. If you remember, we used this at United and recorded a live band. There's actually a recording you can download, and there's going to be links all around here where you can download a full band playing in a circle around one of these mics. There is also the drum kit on one of these. All of this is available. Plus, we were at the masterclass in Nashville earlier this year, and we used one of these on the piano, and we shot it out against an 87, and it did, a pair of 87s, I should add, and it did an amazing job. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to record an acoustic guitar, the Baxendale acoustic that you've been hearing me rave about, this beautiful acoustic here. I'm going to record this, and we're going to play around with the polar pattern so you can see what it really does. It's bigger than just recording a guitar in Omni. It can flick between Omni and cardioid and supercardioid and figure of eight. It's phenomenal. So we're going to check that out. Love this guitar. And that's just through the lapel mic. Let's see what it sounds like through the Lewitt. Okay, so this green lit logo here means that it's both sides of the capsule recording at once. You can obviously have it so it's just the front if you want. Now on the left here it says linear, meaning completely flat. If I press it one down, it's got a 40 hertz roll off, an 80 hertz, or as much as a 160. That's really good. I mean, for acoustic instruments, I'll probably go for the 80. The high pass of the 80 for the acoustic guitar. Now here we have pads, so 0 dB, -6, -12 dB, and -18. That might be really, really good in a super loud situation like a drummer that hits like schnizzle, or even a guitar cab. I mean, I've used these on guitar cabs, they sound phenomenal. We're going to put it at 0 dB, so it's basically flat. There's no need to pad it for this acoustic. I'm going to use that little high pass there. Okay, great. So let's flip this round and record some acoustic. Now for this acoustic, I'm going to do my typical 12th to 14th fret. That's what I like to do with large diaphragms. Well, pretty much the right position almost straight away. Great. Okay, so here we go. This second cable you can see here is of course, the back side, and here's the front one here. All right, so I'm putting on my blues. There's a bit of fan noise and stuff in here, which, you know, in an ideal situation we won't have, but... just so you know, this is not going into expensive mic pre's. This is actually going into Audient mic pre's and an ID14. So it's the ID14 mic pre's. So we're basically emulating everything that you would normally do. Inexpensive mic pre, I mean for a stereo mic, fairly inexpensive mic. So let's play something. It's so balanced. The high end is just beautiful on this mic. It's really responsive, so it makes me want to. All right, go back to chords. Some arpeggios. Great dynamics. No compression on this, so you can really hear this sing. All right, it's fantastic. Let's go now and play with the plugin because we can adjust this afterwards. We can focus it as a hyper or supercardioid or figure of 8 or omni or cardioid. We can have some real fun with this after the fact. That's what we love about this mic. Okay, so still got my trusty headphones on. Thank you, Blue. Audient plugin is now enabled. Now, if you see on this plugin here, we can zoom in on the plugin. You'll see there's 2 settings for omni. They're obviously the same because it means omni means the balance between the front and the back. However, the left-hand side will sound louder because that is the front side as we were seeing the mic. So you'll notice as we come in here, it will go to figure of 8. You see that change? When it's on figure of 8, it's equal on both sides, front and back. But it's a figure of 8 pattern as opposed to an omni, which is equal all the way around. So for instance, if I play the acoustic now, on the, you'll hear equal. I mean, that sounds absolutely gorgeous. Now, if I go to omni on the front side, and then go to omni on the back side, it'll be exactly the same sound. This is really, really nice. So if I go to the front now, and then I tighten this and slowly go to like a super or hypercardioid, have a listen. It's basically an EQ. I mean, it's obviously far more than that because, you know, if we were in a room that like a slate room, which I've recorded acoustic guitars in numerous amounts of times, you get that natural ambience. I could use this in that room to introduce direct sound and the room being picked up from the backside. So it's immediately invaluable. This room's fairly dead. Like I said, there's going to be buzzes and clicks, and we got 2 lights sitting up here, and there's gear turned on with fans. Typically, I'd record the acoustic guitar, you know, when it's not just me on my own, I'd record it in the live room, and Eric would be sitting here engineering. So, but in this instance, you know, everything's together for the effect of filming. But that's pretty darn tight. Now, if obviously we start favoring now the backside, it's going to get more roomy. Have a listen. It's actually quite nice. So this is the back side of the mic. Which, like I said, if we were in a room that had a lot of reverberation, that could be quite nice. I mean, this is a really, really seriously good tool. I mean, it's almost like if you had the ability to have enough mic pre's, you use multiple instances of this mic all over the place because you can shape your sound massively using this. I remember when they first brought this out a couple of years ago, being at NAMM and just getting so excited. Now, I recorded initially a whole band live at United using this. So once again, the links will be here. You can download the files. We're also going to give you a link to the piano files where you have just one on a Yamaha C7. It was a Yamaha C7. It wasn't a Steinway, was it? It was a Yamaha. Eric doesn't remember. I think it was a Yamaha C7. Sticking my neck out. And there's a spaced pair of 87s in a classic position. The 87s had a lot of coloration, which we liked, which I was surprised at, because I always think to myself as a U87 as being one of those kind of like super, super accurate mics. What I love about this mic is this, and we've been using it now for nearly, I don't know, a year or two. What I love about it is, yes, this tool that we can use. It's great for stereo. You can stick it over the top of the drum kit, in front of a drum kit, and a piano. All of these things are absolutely wonderful. I love the fact that it can shape the sound. I mean, once again, you will scroll through this in a second. You'll hear the way that it really controls the low end so beautifully on the acoustic. All of these things are pluses, but the biggest plus for me, it is so freaking accurate. This sounds like the acoustic that I'm sitting in front of. I put it about, to be honest, I like the figure of 8. We'll go somewhere around about here. If I listen to this now, I'm going to grab it, out of shot, out of frame, grab it, bring it back. These two things sound the same to me. Any additional coloration from the headphones or whatever, but I can assure you, when we did the piano at Blackbird in Nashville with the 640 TS, we pulled up the piano, we're like, this sounds like where I was standing, because I positioned the 640 like a little bit over the top of the piano. I'm standing there while Steve is playing it, and I put the mic in, I go back in the other room, and I'm like, I am hearing the piano. So you might ask, because look, obviously we always love pieces of equipment that color things. But we're in a digital world now. We're in a digital world where you can open your DAW, and I could just go, oh, okay, I like this guitar sound, it's pretty cool, but I want it to be a little grungier. So I could just go in here and go, let's use the clang helm. Here's the clang helm. You know, my point is that I can... A little bit of compression, a little bit of drive, maybe I can darken it up a little bit. If you don't have it, great plugin, really super cheap. You're getting my point. You're taking a mic that isn't already painting you in a particular situation. Something that, the problem is sometimes with some of the equipment we use, not the problem, but the reality is with some things that are very colored, is they pigeonhole us into one place. What I love about the 640 TS, and the reason why this is the third time we've talked about it and sort of featured it, is because this is a mic for a new millennium. It's a new way of thinking. It's a mic that we can use in any situation, that I can get behind and I can recommend to you, and because it's considerably less expensive than most of its competitors that sound that good, I can recommend it to you, and I can say you can use it on stereo applications, for overheads, for room mics, for pianos, for recording an acoustic guitar and the ability to like shape the sound, vocals, you name it. It suddenly becomes that mic that we're all sort of looking for, the utilitarian, one-size-fits-all mic. I don't know if there really will ever be that exactly thing, but if there's a mic out there which is close to that, affordability, build quality, sound quality, and the ability to work in every situation, I can thoroughly say, completely recommend this to do the job. It really is that mic, and I know many, many people have bought this. My friend Graham Coxon the other day was here. He has one for the same reasons, that he now has a mic he can use in all these multiple situations. I think this is a really, really great mic, and I'm really, really impressed with it. And the best thing about it is you can enter to win one. So thank you, Lewitt, for doing that. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing. Please don't forget to download the stems from, and you can watch that United recording as well. That video will also be linked around here, plus a link to download the stems. Plus, Eric will find the piano stem for you from, and that will be the 87 and the 640, and you'll be able to download that as well. You're going to be able to hear the differences and understand what we're talking about. I'm going to have a quick listen, just because I can. I'm going to turn off the MJUC, not because it's not great, but I don't want to color it yet. Just do a little bit of lead bits. What about here? Smart. Where have we got some lead bits? It's just amazing when I go to the back. On the sort of super hypercardioid kind of area. It's pretty amazing. Really impressed, great tool, really is forward thinking. This is a mic that I feel like if there's one mic outside of a 57 I could recommend to be used all times, and there's lots of great mics. As you know, we love highlighting great products. But this is so versatile, it really is a game changer. All right, have a marvelous time recording and mixing. Don't forget to enter to win, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.